What's up, YouTube? Robbie Vapes back again, and today we are talking about two very important topics I want to cover. First of all, we have the how vaping saved my life, and secondly, I figured they'd go well together, they complement each other, but we're also going to talk about a reviewer sponsorship program. So stay tuned. Alright, YouTube, that is right. Today we have two very important topics. I know it's just going to be me talking for a long time, so please bear with me on this. But basically what this is about is, first of all, how vaping saved my life personally, and secondly, a reviewer sponsorship for new vapors or people who are trying to get into vaping and kick the habit of cigarettes. Okay, so that's what this whole video is going to be about. If you are interested in being a sponsor of mine, I will sponsor someone. I am looking forward to it. I think it's a great idea. If you don't know, the idea actually came from Vaping Heathen, which is just an amazing reviewer. There's a reason why his channel has grown so quickly in such a short amount of time. Go check him out if you don't know who he is. But again, this is all about the sponsorship program and how vaping saved my life. So let's get into the sponsorship program and what exactly is it. I'm going to start with this first because I know that's probably one of the more pressing things that people are going to be tuning in for, and then I'll move on to kind of my own personal story on how vaping has helped me compared to smoking cigarettes. So with the sponsorship program, it's very simple. Of course, you must be 18 or over. I am going to make that a stipulation for the sponsorship program. And secondly, you must be new to vaping. There's going to be a bunch of things going on with this sponsorship program, and Vaping Heathen said it best. This isn't a program for me to give away all the free stuff I can get. It's more geared toward helping someone who either may not have the resources to purchase vaping equipment, because we all know vaping, when you first get started, the hardest part is buying that initial purchase of things like juice, the device, the tank, the batteries in some cases, etc., etc. So what this is all about is trying to help someone with that initial purchase and also guide them through their steps and through their journey through vaping. Much the way I kind of wish I was guided a little bit more in the beginning. I had my brother to lean on a lot. We both quit smoking at the same time, and it helped me persevere through the addiction and the habit of smoking a cigarette. With that being said, I want to help in the same way that he helped me and we helped each other, and I want to pass that knowledge and that experience on to someone else and just let them know it does get better, okay? It took me a long time to get off cigarettes, or not to get off cigarettes, sorry, but to get the habit of cigarettes, I should say, out of my system. It took me personally, and I was an on and off smoker for about 10 years, maybe even a little bit more, to be honest. I was doing some thinking recently, and now that I think about it, it's quite a bit more than 10 years, and a lot more than I'm proud to admit, but it is something that I started at a young age, and I regretted it. I stopped for a while, then I started again, and I stopped for a while and started again, and then once I hit kind of my late teens is when I became kind of a permanent smoker, and that's when I started, really getting into smoking, and I got into upwards of about a pack a day or so. Especially if I was drinking, it got pretty bad. So what I wanted to do is I just want to let you guys know it does get easier out there. It is something that takes time, and I remember thinking right around 4 or 5 months that I was telling myself I was going to push myself to be at least 1 year smoke-free. No matter what, I had to stick with it. And right around the 4 or 5 month period, I remember telling myself that if it stays as hard as it is right now after 4 or 5 months, a year or 6 months from now or 7 months from now, when it is my 1 year anniversary, I hate to admit it, but I'm going to end up going back to cigarettes. I kept telling myself that. I said, you know what, I promised myself I'd do it for a year, but the amount of stress I have right now, and it's been 4 whole months, and I thought that was a long time. I wasn't expecting it to be that hard, that far into quitting. And some people may have different results. For some people it may be a little longer than 6 months. For some people it may be a month. It all depends on your personality and how cigarettes affected you in the past and how reliant you were on them, especially in certain situations. For me, the hardest part when I was quitting smoking was doing long drives. I used to smoke a lot when I was driving. I travel a lot for work, and I would always have easily 2 packs with me if it was a 3, 4, 5 hour trip, because I knew I would smoke through them. It kept my mind busy. It kept me preoccupied on something else. and it was just that kind of way to pass the time on those long drives. Obviously, it's been much better now. I'm almost at 1 year. It will be 1 year for me August 17th that I quit smoking, and since I had my last cigarette. It's something I'm very proud of, and it's something I want someone else to be very proud of as well. I want to help you get to that 1 year mark. So again, you know, if you are interested in being sponsored by me, it doesn't just mean free shit. It means talking to someone and having someone who's shared a similar experience with quitting smoking through vaping to be there for you and to talk with. So if you are interested, I am taking people in. Whoever wants to apply, I guess. It sounds like I'm a boss or something. Like it's not applying for anything. It's just if anyone's interested and thinks that I might make a decent sponsor, first of all, you might be a little crazy, but that's okay because I am too. So we'll mesh anyways. But basically what I want to do, send me an email. My email will be in the description below. It's also on my YouTube page. My email, for anyone wondering, robbievapes@gmail.com. That's ROBBIE vapes@gmail.com. Send me an email if you're interested. I'll go through the application. Send me your story. You know, why are you looking to quit smoking now? Or why did you quit smoking very recently? What was that did it for you? And how is it that you've come to realize that vaping is an alternative, or even in some cases, I hate to use this word, but a cessation device. I know for a fact my brother, for example, used it as a cessation device. I'm using it more as an alternative. He managed to get off vaping and cigarettes completely, and I couldn't be more proud of him. For me, I like vaping. It still keeps me preoccupied, and it's that whole thing where if you're like me, your mind starts racing around a lot and you don't know where to focus. And it's not that you don't know where to focus, sorry, but you get kind of preoccupied with certain things, and it just, you want to have that release, and that cigarette, that time alone to yourself is what it was for me. Vaping has replaced that and given me some more time to myself without harming my body to that extent. So again, if you are interested, send me an email, tell me your story, what made you quit smoking. A bit of a personal note, I don't know if I've said this before, but August 17th is my quit date, and the reason I chose that is because it was the 2-year anniversary of when my dad had a heart attack, and that's what hit me the hardest. I told myself I would quit when it happened, and I never did, and I put it off for so long, and I hated myself so much for continuing to smoke, but it was so hard because he also continued to smoke afterwards, and I found that was so strange, but for some reason, him choosing to keep smoking almost encouraged me to keep smoking, and finally, me and my brother decided to make the first move, and we were the first ones to quit smoking. And since then, obviously, anyone who's watched some of my videos knows that my dad has made some progress and has cut back quite a bit through vaping. So there it goes, and I guess that's a perfect segue into the next section of this video, and that is, how did vaping save my life? The truth is, I don't like, and I'm going to sound like a jerk for saying this, because I know this is a huge thing out there, but the truth is, vaping at this point in my life really didn't save me in any way. It's not like, and to me, maybe I'm misinterpreting the word saved your life, but it's definitely improved my quality of life, and I think that's the important thing to focus on. It's not a matter of it saving me from some life-threatening illness. No, it helped improve the quality of my life, and I feel so much better now than I did a year ago when I was still smoking. That is the important thing. And although it may not have saved my life, I think that given enough time, if my dad can get off cigarettes completely, I really believe it will save his life. And to me, that's the most important thing. If it can save a family member's life, truly save a family member's life after they've had or suffer from a tragedy, or an illness or some form of medical emergency, that to me is the biggest thing anyone can hope for, is helping someone else out and helping yourself out in some cases through the use of these devices. And again, I'm not going to call it a cessation device because for some people it's not. It's an alternative. But for others, it might be interpreted as one. And if that is the case, then and it helps you get off cigarettes, absolutely go for it. There's nothing saying you have to get into building coils or making clouds or competitions or anything like that. All of that shit is extra. Don't focus on that shit. Focus on getting yourself off cigarettes because that is the most important thing you can do. Now, I don't mean to preach to anyone out there. I'm not trying to act, like I know more than anyone else or anything like that, because I don't. I'm new to this too. I'm not even a year into this still. But at the same time, as a reviewer, you are given the opportunity to review certain products, recommend certain things based on your opinion, and keep in mind, it is based on your opinion only. But with that kind of advantage, you do have the option to help others. And to me, Vape and Heathen's idea really hit me hard because it just reminded me of how I helped my dad and how I would love to do the same for someone else. So it doesn't matter what age you are. I mean, again, I did say 18 or older, and I do stick by it. If you are under 18, what the hell are you doing smoking these days? I mean, we know it's bad for you, and you know what? I say that, and I'm such a hypocrite because it's not like when I was 13, 14 years old smoking a cigarette, I didn't know it was bad for me. I did, and I still did it anyways. So in that case, I understand that, okay? Yes, I make my videos for 18 and older. However, if you are under 18 and you are a smoker, again, just coming from me, it probably means nothing. You're going to make up your own decision, and that's your decision. I'm not here to judge you on it. I'm not here to mock you on it. And I'm not here to really make light of the situation. I know I'm trying to, but it's, I know how it feels to be that person. So anyways, if you are interested, I mean, that's, again, vaping, did it save my life? I don't know. To me personally, I don't think it did, but it definitely improved the quality of my life. And to me, that's huge. Having the ability to breathe now when I'm playing sports, having the ability to not get shortness of breath from going upstairs or something. I mean, it's amazing. It feels like you're a different person. And I guess, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So again, if you are interested in getting a sponsorship from me, I would be more than happy to help anyone out. I'm going to open it up to anyone and everyone, and any, 18 or older, by all means. I don't know who I'm going to choose. It may depend on the story you tell me. It may depend on, it may even be locally. It may be something where if you're in Canada even, not even just Calgary, but Canada, I may want to sponsor you first because it's a local thing, and being in Canada, we can share about different brands that people in the States don't know. Like Number 7, like Demorier, like Players. Actually, I don't know if Players in the States, but anyways, you know what I mean. I mean, if you're in Canada, we can talk about all that good stuff Canadians have that the Americans don't. And I'm not talking about tobacco. I'm talking about all the other good stuff. The ketchup chips, the all-dress chips. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, but I just want to, I want to be able to connect with someone, and it doesn't matter if you're from the States or Canada or the UK or somewhere else in the world. I really have no limitations on the sponsorship thing. I just want to help someone, and that is my end goal. So if you are interested, send me an email, and I'd be happy to chat with you. And even if you send me an email with your story, and I don't choose you, it doesn't mean I'm not going to respond to you. I will more than likely respond to everyone unless I get overwhelmed by some reason. And in which case, it'll just take me longer to respond to everyone. So that's kind of where we're at. That's going to end the video right here. Again, I wanted to combine the two together just to have that, I felt they went hand in hand, I guess, and having that connection between the two, it made sense. So that's how vaping saved my life. And that's kind of what I want to do, is help sponsor someone else so I can help them. That pretty much ends it here. So if you're interested, make sure you send me an email, and make sure you let me know your story. What's changed in your life to make you decide to quit smoking? Did anything change? Maybe nothing changed. That's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Before I ramble on too much, I'm just going to end the video here. And I do appreciate everyone who's watching right now and who has stuck it out this long. I really do. Thank you all so much. And of course, until next time, YouTube, happy vaping.